It looks like crap. I'm just going to sit here and wait if somebody shows up or anybody wants to come in here and talk. Can you hear me? Shit. I got no levels here. Hello? Okay. You can sort of hear me. There's two people in there. Hello? What's happening, people? It's like 87 degrees where I am. No, one person? Okay. I'm just going to sit here for a while. Hello? Greetings from Cocoa Beach, Florida. Canada. I was a guitar tech. I worked for Queensryche in 1991. You probably don't know who they are. Maybe you do. I don't know. Guitar tech for Chris Sigarmo. Took care of. He had 9 guitars, and I was making tons of money then, man. I was making $1,200 a week being a guitar tech. That was so good. So, I don't know. Had a really hard time finding a place to live without having a vaccination and not wearing masks. It's been really hard. All this stuff is telescoping into a big issue for this life I'm living in, this beautiful paradise with palm trees and beautiful beaches and pelicans and, nice, beautiful ocean, and got water on both sides of this island. It's a barrier island, Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral and Satellite Beach. It's called the Space Coast. Vacation paradise, but there's a heck of a lot of I don't know how you call it, BS going on with this these mandates. Really, they're really trying to keep people, and people are scared. I mean, people are scared. I mean, they don't have any confidence in their own body's immunity, and they probably, I mean, if you're informed, I mean, and you eat right, and you eat the right kind of food, and you're getting good vitamins and everything, and your gut enzymes help your mental health. I mean, your stomach and your brain. Like if you eat garbage and you eat glyphosate and you eat, McDonald's and stuff, your brain is going to be the salt. It gives you head fog and makes you tired. You can only go so far on crappy food because your body is going to just. Do you have to ask permission, or do you have to have food delivered? I mean, how are you getting food? I mean, do they give you a warning so that you know that you have to acquire supplies to be locked down for 2 weeks? I don't know. It's weird. Yesterday morning, I got trespassed from a beach park for sleeping, camping, and It was the last damn thing I needed. Then yesterday, my bank account got hacked, and somebody in Chesapeake, Virginia, ordered Italian food and Panda Express, totaling nearly $150. I looked on my account, thank God, last night, and the charges were pending. And I called the credit card company, called MasterCard, and had them. What? See, the thing is I just don't understand how people comply. Once you consent, that takes other people with you. You may think it's not going to affect other people, but once, I just $700. Listen, a cottage sounds great. Oh, fuck. I mean, a cottage in a forest, that is getting back to a restorative site, a place where you can breathe and you can feel nature. The whole thing with the masks, I mean, we are social people. The videos that they're showing of the stuff in India with the pyres being prepared, that is an everyday occurrence. That's a religious thing. So what they're doing is like what they did with the film of Hart Island last year, the aerial shots of Hart Island, which is an island off the coast of New York. They bury homeless people and unidentified people there. And they've been doing that there for 70 years or 80 years. And they use that to instill fear. Now, this whole thing with this India footage, this stuff is an everyday occurrence. But they, just saying what I say. I mean, just saying what I'm saying is criminal. It's like the discussion is not allowed. The debate is not allowed. It's their way or the highway. And the more and more I'm thinking is the highway is better. I'm pretty. But you can buy face masks. Hanes underwear, they make face masks. I was in the dollar store and I'm looking at all these accessories they're selling for this maskitis. And Hanes, they make underwear, for crying out loud. You want to put on something on your face that is made from a company that makes jock straps? Yeah, they're real experienced in covering, giving support to your genitals. And for ladies, But the thing is, I notice here is there are masks all over the ground. These faux surgical masks and the black masks that are supposed to make you look like a badass. They're all over the ground. I could walk out this hotel room and I could count 20 masks if I walk 50 yards. They're all over the roadside. People take them off and they just throw them. And basically, what you have there is a bacteria trap. Don't pick it up. I'm wondering, suppose a dog, has this, looking for ground scores, looking for food on the ground, they check it out and they lick their master's face and you get bacterial pneumonia. That's why a lot of people died in 1918 from masks. Dr. Fauci did a report in 2008 that the fatalities were higher during the Spanish flu, which came from Fort Funston, Kansas, by the way. that people died of bacterial pneumonia. It was a complication of wearing a muzzle just to appease these freakouts. They're everywhere. Pardon my smoking. I can't justify that. I know it's bad for me, but I'm in a lot of trouble because this fraud on my card made me cancel my card, and I have to wait 2 days before I can get a new card. And I paid $14 to have a new card sent to me within 2 days. The guy I talked to, I waited online for like 4 hours on the phone. The guy told me to go and take out as much as I could for my daily limit. And then I called back and I talked to this lady, and she was really rude. I mean, she was really mean-spirited. And I was like, what an amazing contrast between you and the last guy I talked to. You know, and she was dismissive and rude, and they sent me an email, and it said something like that the new card's been shipped, but they can't say when it'll arrive. And I'm like, well, then why did I pay $14 for it? Georgia Guidestones since 1971. I've tried to find out who made those Guidestones, and I know in 2016, a block was removed from the Georgia Guidestones. They took out a section of it. It was like a big stone out of it. And I don't know what that meant. But getting away from population centers is a really good thing right now. I've known that for years. I moved out of Washington, D.C. 2 years ago this month. And I came down here to get a job driving a cab, and did that for 4 months. And I made really, really good money. And I got to meet some really cool people. I would take people from the hotel to the ship in Cape Canaveral. I also drove people from the Space Coast to the Orlando airport. Those paid like really good money, and it was great. One of the coolest experiences I ever had was I picked up these two gentlemen. I don't remember what hotel it was, to take them to not a Carnival cruise, but I can't remember which ship it was. But I was driving along, and I look in the rearview mirror, and I recognized the guy, and I said, "Where do I recognize you from?" And he was retired FDNY. Jim Castellucci, Ladder 1, Engine 7, Manhattan. And he's in a documentary that was made by the Naudet brothers. Those were the guys that were making a documentary about a probie becoming a firefighter. And yeah, you're a probie in the house. You know, you wash the trucks, you cook the food, you clean the floors, you clean the toilets, all that stuff. These guys were making a documentary, and they were one of them filmed the second plane, and hitting. That was when my friend was probably killed. He was on the 89th floor. He didn't. So Jim, yeah, it was great to meet him. A couple weeks ago, I decided that I had to make my record. Actually, a month ago. A friend of mine has a recording studio, but it's not really built for recording, rock and roll. It's like, it's not really what you would call a great studio. I mean, it's great. It's a great studio. It's not really flushed out yet. He doesn't have everything worked out. Really cool people. But that's looking like that's not going to happen. I mean, I got so much music in me. It's just the world doesn't have room for it. You know, it's like, I don't know. I had 3 people in here. Now I have 1. Alien believers. Well, it depends on, yeah, you know, I don't think that being on a coast is a really good idea. Being somewhere where you have an overprotective, over enforcement of ordinances and laws with these guys in cars with guns, and batons and searchlights. My grandmother escaped Germany in 1938, and some of the things she said. Anyway, yeah, I don't have my guitar with me. It's stored in a garage. I'm having guitar withdrawal. I've been playing guitar for, I don't know, since I was 11 or 12, and I'm 57 or 56. I don't know where I can start to lose track. But using that part of your brain to play music, you know, it start to get depression, and because you don't have that creative outlet. I mean, that's, your brain is used to creating these chemicals that are associated with music. When you create music, you're playing what's inside, especially, you know, I mean, I've worked so hard at being a good musician. I mean, I can hear a song, pretty much any song, and play it. The first and second time I hear it. You know, a lot of popular music, I can pick it up like that. You know, reggae song, Tom Petty, a lot of this stuff. If I'm in tune with it, you know, if the song is tuned to A440 standard tuning, you know, I can pick it up and play it. So I'm in a decent place right now. I spent another week last week homeless in a paradise, in a vacation paradise. It was a vacation paradise. You know, this place is a vacation paradise. Cocoa Beach is like bars. Oh, dude, what kind of guitar did you get? And I hope you got a case with it. You should always get a case with your guitar and not a bag. Those gig bags do not protect your instrument. I built a guitar in 1982, and back then guitar bodies and necks were really cheap. And I mean, I was inspired by Edward. You know, I wanted, oh, Max Series. What's that? Max Series. Is it a Telly style? Is it a Strat style? Is it like a Les Paul? Is the neck bolted on? Things like that. Sorry to eat. Bolt on, yeah. My 1985 Kramer. In 2017, I was in Baltimore, Maryland, and I saw this guitar in a pawn shop. It's a Kramer Pacer, 1985 Pacer, and the guitar literally gave me the weirdest vibe. It was like, buy me, save me, I want to be played. And yeah, well, that was good for temporary. But I mean, humidity and temperature will affect your guitar, especially if it's not a well-made guitar. You'll end up with fret sprout, like where the wood on the neck will expand and shrink from temperature and humidity, but the frets are made out of steel or nickel, and they stay the same length. So as you move your hand up and down the neck, you're going to have these sharp edges that will produce, like you can cut your finger, literally. That's why they file them. I mean, there have been times when I've had money and I played a guitar in a guitar shop, and I won't buy a guitar unless I can leave with a case, because a guitar without a case is like driving a car without brakes. Because I mean, I'm serious about it. If you're not serious about it, that's fine, But I mean, I learned a lot from my mother. Was a jazz singer, so when I was growing up, I had access to a lot of really, really amazing musicians. Oh, well, we're the same age, man. Yeah. I think the first song that I actually learned how to play was Dr. Love by Kiss. You need my love, baby, oh so bad. And I was so proud of learning those 4 chords. I think it's E, G, D, C, They call me Dr. Love, And then I just started playing records and learning off records. I learned Ain't Talking About Love by Van Halen. That was fairly easy for me to pick up, although they were tuned a whole step down. So I would take my guitar. I was playing a nylon string flamenco guitar. My mother wanted to be sure that I wanted to play guitar. She wasn't going to buy me an electric guitar until she was sure that I wanted to play. And actually, she didn't buy it. A friend of hers gave it to me. And I'm playing this flamenco guitar, and the neck was fat, and it had a flat fretboard, and it was hard as heck to play, especially if you're just starting. So, I started out on a really difficult guitar that ergonomically was difficult to play. You had to be a really good player to make it sound good. And when I got, I think I got a what was my first electric? Well, yeah, 82. I bought a Telecaster neck for $70, and I bought a Star body, which is like an Explorer body, a Gibson Explorer body, but there's a V cut back. It's cut back to, I don't know, can't without pictures. But anyway, I bought a Schecter hardware, Schaller tuners, a potentiometer with a volume knob. I didn't want tone. I didn't want a tone knob. I just wanted volume, and I got this trick from Eddie Van Halen. What you do is you put a capacitor on the points when you're soldering the volume knob. You put a capacitor on there so that when you turn it up, the more you turn the volume up, the warmer the tone gets. So you don't have to adjust that. It's just, just one knob, one volume knob. That's it. And that was a great guitar. That thing stayed in tune. It didn't need a Floyd Rose. It was just amazing. I had a brass nut so that the strings would, when I used the bar, the strings, and I'd use 3-in-1 oil, and the strings would go through the saddle through the nut really easily. They wouldn't get caught, so it would jump back in tune. And I started the band I was in. I met my drummer. I worked at Time Life Books in Washington, D.C. in a telemarketing office. We would sell the Civil War books, World War II, the seafarers, and I met this dude in there. He looked like he had a mohawk. He looked like a punk rocker. This guy named Norman, and he was already in a punk band. And I had gone to some shows, and I didn't know, but I knew Henry Rollins. He was hanging out in the punk scene, and let's see, he was in a band called Madhouse, and after the rehearsal, he and I jammed. He played drums, and I played guitar, and he said, dude, we have to start a band. And he like left that band to start a band with me. And we were first called Not Responsible. And then after that, I think one night we were having a great night. And I said, wait, no. A friend of his said, you should name your band Interval. I was like, yeah, that's a good name. So we had the name Interval from 1984 to 1990. That band was around. We played in a lot of bars in D.C. We went down to Austin, Texas. Now, what happened in Austin, Texas, the second guitar I built got stolen on the way. It got stolen out of the back of the van. When we were loading up the van in D.C., somebody snagged my guitar, the second guitar I built. It was a Chandler body. It was a Stratocaster body, and the neck was an Explorer neck, a hockey stick neck, you know, like the Kramers, or like the Eddie guitars. And yeah, the Ramones are great, you know. That guitar got stolen. Oh, ain't nothing like having your guitar stolen, man. It's like having your heart ripped right out of your chest. Somebody else is out there playing your guitar. Someone out there is playing your work. Let's see. So I lost my job last year. The restaurant closed down in August. 2-week lockdown, and I haven't been able to find work. I was doing landscaping and doing day labor ready. I have like old injuries. When I was a bike messenger in the 80s, I got hit by a car. Over the course of 4 years, I got hit by a car 3 times. Well, I got doored. I got hit twice, and I got doored. Somebody opened a door, and I hit the door, and I went over, you know. And yeah, those injuries are coming back. My left shoulder blade and my lower back, I hurt my lower back in the early 2000s, actually 2001. Messed my back up real bad. And doing those landscaping jobs put me like I needed traction, but you know, the places I'm calling to rent rooms, just in the past like 3 weeks to a month, they're saying no mask, no vax, no rental. You got $900. You have your money in hand to pay your rent and move in. Oh Jesus. Building boats, dude. Jesus, that is intense. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, boat building, that is a serious trade, man. I can't imagine what goes into building something that's gonna stay on the water. That's like, and I'm sure you know about how wood responds to moisture. That's so you know what I was talking about. The guitar stuff is that's kids stuff compared to building boats. You know, that's life or death. What's interesting is the island I'm on is a barrier island. As you drive west, you have Merritt Island, and then you have the mainland where Cocoa is. And there are all these ships, watercraft, whatever, that are sinking. They're all moored out, and they're like, wow, that's fucking awesome. That's really awesome. That's awesome. There are a lot of boats you see that where people thought, hey, I'm pretty wealthy. I'm going to buy a boat and live on a boat. And then they're not a seafarer. And they're like, oh my God, taking care of a boat and living on a boat is a lot more of a responsibility than having a house. And there's a lot of things you have to do to maintain a watercraft. You can't like just live on it and, oh, I'm gonna be off the grid. I'm gonna be out at sea. No. It's really tragic. I mean, some of these boats you see out there. I mean, I've taken some pictures, and some of the videos that I posted when I first got down here 2 years ago on my channel. I did video record some of those ships, those watercraft that are they're like halfway, 300 grand. You can see these boats, and it's sad. And you can see how they're all grimy, and then they're half in the water, and they're like the bow is like, or they're sideways and half in the water. And you see, when I see that, I see somebody's dream is dashed because of their lack of foresight. I don't know exactly what happens in these cases, but there's these abandoned crafts between Cocoa Beach, Merritt Island, and between Merritt Island and Cocoa. There's a lot of abandoned boats. They're just like sinking. And it's like, I mean, I don't think I'd do good on a boat, because I went fishing off the coast of San Diego when I was a kid. It was a charter boat called the Electra. I don't know why I remember this, but yeah, boat graveyard. And I got seasick. I had to go in the cabin. They were using mackerel as bait. I don't know if I'm really good at boats. I mean, if push came to shove, not to quote a Van Halen song, but that's a Van Halen song, push come to shove. I would survive. I'm sure I would, but it's not something I want to choose to do right now. I need to amass some funds. I have to give up on my music recording, because I don't think that's going to happen. I really want to do it, but right now, today, after having this credit card fraud, whoever did that to me really, really damaged my life. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a very good chance at going west to someone's reservation out in Arizona. I'm seriously considering that. But number one, the way these travel restrictions will probably pop up because of the Big C or the Wuhan Wiggle, they're going to restrict travel, no papers, no travel, no bus, no vaccination, no muzzle. Now, what happens to me when I've worn a mask is that after about 5 minutes, I start to get a runny nose. And it's like, your nose is running because you're breathing, your body is exhaling. You exhale in through the nose, out through the mouth. I breathe through my nose. I'm not a mouth breather. And, when I use the library, I have to use a library, and they're like, I'm not gonna, it's just, I really hate caving. I really, really can't stand supplicating. It makes me nauseous to go against the spirit of freedom. It makes me very sick. It's like I feel in my gut that this is wrong. And to avoid conflict, I've got to put this frickin' thing on my face to use tax-funded facilities to use the Wi-Fi to look for a place to live, and makes me very angry when I see a person, not angry, but it makes me sad when I see somebody with 2, 3 masks on. They'll have a Hanes mask, and over that they have an N95, the thing that's the sideways duckbill look, with the thing with a cone, and it looks like a little feed bag. And it's like, when I see it, it's like the symbol of supplication. It's the symbol of, I give up. I'm going to bend over and let the man ram it all the way up to my tonsils. And it just really hurts. It's so sad because these people are taking us with them. Not me, but I'm saying when you cave to this kind of thing, you're giving them permission to step on your neck. I mean, literally. I mean, you're literally just saying, I'll be fine as long as I comply. No, you won't. No, you won't. My train of thought is going all over the place. Alien believers, 300,000 back in '89. That was the cost of a boat, huh? Hey, alien believers, have you ever seen a movie called Corn Dog Man? It's called Corn Dog Man. I think it came out in 2000. It's about this guy who works in South Carolina. He works at a boat dealership, and the boat dealership is called Triple K Marine. And he starts getting these phone calls from a guy who acts like he wants to buy a boat, and the guy's keeping him on the phone, and there's people coming in, so he's not getting sales because he's on the phone with this guy who's wasting his time. And he goes, "Has it got a cuddy cabin? Is it 24 foot?" And but the whole storyline is that this man has demons in his closet, that he raped a black woman when he was in the army, and the guy on the phone with him is his son. And it's a great movie, man. Noble Willingham, he was in Good Morning Vietnam. Hey, Kathy. No, it's fine. I've been talking about, music and some of the stuff I'm going through, and how I really hate this stuff that's going on. But Kathy, Corn Dog Man is a recommended viewing. It's a great movie. You can rent it on YouTube, or you can watch the trailer on YouTube and see if you want to watch it. I bought it on YouTube. I think I've bought like 10 or 11 movies on YouTube that I have on my Daryl Willis account, which I had to make in 2013. And I will buy a movie. I will buy a movie or a film if I love it. It's worth the investment because I can watch. A good movie is something you can watch over and over, like every year, and get something new from it. And you might not understand what I'm talking about, but a good movie or film has that aesthetic where you can watch it, and as your life has changed you can watch it again and you feel different things. I mean, well acted, well written, well shot. But how are you, Kathy? Tell me what's going on. Don't be lost. There's no reason to start over. I want to keep you here in the present. What's going on with you? Yep, 1L. I always tell people my name is spelled like barrel with a D. Did you see that really quick stream last night from the Show Me Baby? It was like a minute and a half. I missed it. You woke up today. You woke up today from, did you wake up today as in you woke up to the reality of life, or you're not? I know you're not woke, like cancel culture is, but I'm glad you're here. I don't know. I'll do this for about an hour, maybe. I my train of thought is jumping all over the place, and I'm really glad to have people in here. I got a motel room for a few days, but my credit card got hacked yesterday, and I saw charges that were pending. I don't know. In my opinion, I think the world is run by extraordinarily evil people, and they're influenced by greed, control. Wars make them money, and it would really be really disappointing to believe that off-Earth intelligence had bad intentions. Because if you have the ability to have interstellar travel, you must be evolved. You must be intellectually giant. But a lot of intellectuals don't have any compassion. They don't have, not a lot, but some intellectuals, they don't have any, they're almost psychopaths. They're cold, and they're motivated by, oh, you're not smart, you're garbage, But in my opinion, I think that off-Earth intelligence is frightened of mankind because mankind is extraordinarily primitive and violent. And we're like ants in this experiment, and they're just like, you guys got to stop killing each other. I mean, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, I know that the government's been hiding shit. Now, my father's father, he was at Dreamland. He was in the Navy, and he was stationed at Area 51 for 8 years after in the late 50s. And that's when they were building it. And I asked him questions when I was a kid, but he never answered me, Yeah. And my grandfather said something really interesting. He said, don't stop looking up. So, I don't know. I think that human beings have the potential to be great, but they also have the potential to be horrible. And I'm not a veteran. My father was in Vietnam. My uncle was in the Marines. My uncle never talked about it. My father never talked about it. My father flew helicopters in the Army in 65 and 67, and he was part of Winter Soldier in 1972. He protested the war, and he was against the war the second time he came home. He was a warrant officer, and he knew that Vietnam was a war crime. And he did tell me, do not put your life and your soul and your body in their hands. Do not, he said, never trust them. And in 1982, he took his life. His grandfather, my great-grandfather, who was in World War I, had died. And they had a bond that, when someone like that, if you're a veteran and you have someone to talk to and they die, that must be a ghastly experience. And I wish that my father had reached out to me, even though I was only 16. But in 1986, let's see, there are secret societies that work and trade. Oh, yeah. Well, your social security number has a red number on the back of it. We're chattel. Like, not to quote a very well-known YouTuber that talks about this stuff, but we're collateral for debt. Um, and this movement of numbers and ones and zeros between computer servers, this all has to do with the collateral. And I've heard in some cases that people, when they die, the U.S. government gets 200 grand. So they have every interest in you dying. Hey, Wazy. No, I didn't. Yesterday, my debit card got hacked, and somebody in Chesapeake, Virginia, and Virginia Beach, Virginia, ordered 100 combined, these two different charges that were pending. I caught it. It was like $150. And because they did that, I had to cancel my card, and I was able to get a decent motel room. I'm in a, I have a bed and a shower, and I can think. I'm not constantly worried, where am I going to sit down? Where am I going to go to the bathroom? Now, see, when you're homeless, I mean, I don't want to seem like I'm some kind of jerk or some kind of weak person, but when you lose your space, your place to live, everything changes. Everything about everything you do is altered. There is nothing that you can't do. Like yesterday morning, police trespassed me from a park on the beach because I was sleeping on a picnic table with a blanket. And I'm on probation. And now, last October, I rented a room in Cocoa, Florida, inland, about 10 miles inland, from this scam guy. I moved in October 1st. I paid him $500. Then October 12th, he tells me he sold the house and I have to move out. So I said, I want my $250 for half a month back. And he refused to give it to me. And I was drunk and I got angry. And he called the police, and the police bashed my face into the road, and they arrested me for resisting arrest. I'm on probation till next month and 30 hours of community service for resisting arrest because a man ripped me off and threw me out in the street, and he did it with impunity. Yeah, of course. Man, why would I censor somebody? This thing's asking me because you cussed. Because you cussed, it's asking me. It's asking me like if I want to show that comment. I'm like, this guy got away. Now, one of the things about this guy I rented from, after I moved in, this guy had breast implants. This guy had breast implants. Okay? These silicone things on his chest. I didn't notice it until like I was there for a couple days. He was in the living room with no shirt on. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I was like, what's going on? He said, what? Was something wrong? I was like, okay. I didn't say anything. But he happened to say that his wife and he's going through a divorce. His wife and children accused him of being a pedophile. And that really made me mad. That was one of the components of my anger when he wouldn't give me back my money. I was calling him a fucking child molester, and I was really pissed off. Anybody who touches a child has to be. Oh! He got away with it, dude. He got away with it. Now I can't prove that he did that to his family, but I do know that he stole my money and threw me out, and he used the police to do it. If you go to the community tab on my channel, there's a picture I posted of what the cops did to my face. I had a laceration from the road. They slammed my face into the street. And, I was recording on my phone, and I don't know what happened to the recording. That really makes me concerned. Because I always interact well, don't ever talk to police without recording. Don't, because you're setting yourself up for trouble. Now, yesterday morning, my phone was in my backpack. I had my phone in my backpack because of the humidity, and I wanted it to be in a safe place. So when the police pulled up to the picnic table with their lights on, I wasn't going to reach for my phone. If I reached for my phone, bam, 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 they trespassed me. Cocoa Beach Police Department, trespass warning. Mackenzie Memorial Park. And guess what? It says that my hair is gray. Yes. Yeah, I have gray hair. Yes, that's right. I used to be Auburn. I used to be like, when I was a kid, I had fire engine red hair, and kids used to call me Carrot Top. And I used to say, Carrot Tops are green, dude. Anyway, so I called my probation officer yesterday and left a message telling her that that I got caught and I got a warning and trespassed for sleeping in a park on a picnic table. That is really sad. And the sad part is that these things keep multiplying, these violations of humanity. Just saw a video the other day shooting an unarmed old guy sleep. Yeah. The past 15 years, I've seen. There was one. This veteran was he had PTSD, and they tore his house apart and they killed him. And if a veteran is having problems, don't call the police. Call another veteran. When I think about my dad, I think about all the sacrifice that these people have given for the name of banks. And the thing is, for veterans who realize that they were betrayed, they betrayed their trust. They tell you you're fighting for God and country, but really you're fighting for oligarchs. You're fighting for corporations, and you're putting your body and your life and your soul into a meat grinder for the most evil people on the planet that are just destroying other countries, and they're using the poor people in this country to do it. Never call the police. It's okay. Another train of thought. Now the movie I mentioned, just one of you guys have to check it out. Just go watch the trailer. It's called Corn Dog Man, and it's a really good film. I really think that you'll appreciate it. It's a pretty interesting movie. Noble Willingham, he was in Good Morning Vietnam. He was, I don't know if you've seen Good Morning Vietnam. It's Robin Williams. Really good film. My dad knew Adrian Cronauer. My dad also knew, what was that Robin Williams film where the doctor had made a hospital for laughter? I can't remember what it's called. But my dad knew him too. I know all this from my grandmother, his mother. Now, my grandmother was a Disney artist before she got married. She quit her career. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct, alien believers. And yeah. My grandmother left 4 acetate drawings that she did my grandma Pinky, she did art for the Willie, and she left these 4 acetate drawings that were, because back then you did animation frame by frame on acetate, and she left them for me. And my relatives in California sold them back to Walt Disney World. I mean, when somebody dies, people come out of their woodwork to try to pick the bones, you know. Also fighting YouTube, I posted one of my songs. It's called Uncertain Certainty. That's the name of the video. And it's got a lot of animation of like asteroids and stuff like that. And one of the bits of video I used was 15 seconds from an A&E special, and they copyright slammed me and mute the video. I mean, you can't. I don't think you can watch it in the United States. And so I appealed it under fair use. It's only 15 seconds of video, but the point of the video is to share my music. But what they did was they said, so I have to make another video for the song, which is, I mean, I have to, you know, I mean, I didn't mean to steal somebody's video, but I wanted to use it under fair use I didn't want to profit from, I mean, God forbid I should get some money for my music. That's, you know, you know, but the fact that A&E, I disputed it and they refused it was just so disturbing. It was like, what kind of threat am I? You know, I mean, I'm just a guitar player, man. It's just like, it just really makes me mad, dude. Sometimes when I'm playing guitar, and if I'm playing for a while, and I know this for a fact, I can feel my dad's hand on my shoulder, like he's listening to me. You know, what he went through, seeing all that death and destruction flying a helicopter in Southeast Asia. I mean, I wanted to do the opposite. And what he told me to do was coming right from somebody who knew better, because he was betrayed. And that kind of betrayal, it goes on. It lives in me. And I've had so many heart conversations with people who have served. And, you know, I tell them about my father. And, you know, I try to be a good ear. In 1986, when I saw the film Platoon, that's really when I really wanted to start to learn about what happened. The end of that movie, the end of the film Platoon says so much. It's such a beautiful. It's agonizingly painful, but it really. I mean, I've spoken to other people, you know, veterans, and they really relate to the message in that movie, because, you know, Oliver Stone was in Vietnam, and when you make films, you have to be very careful about what you say, because you want to get your message across, but you don't want the oligarchs to shut you up. And I think that was a very poetic way of being against the act of war, and saying from your heart, you know, why is wrong. But anyway, I think I'm going to end this stream. I'm really thankful to the 5 viewers I have here. Good folks. If you want to chime in, please do. I think, holy cow, I sound like somebody else right there. Let's see. Shout out. I want to give shout outs. Meka Electric. Yeah. shout outs. Kathy's Tube, Alien Believers, Maka Electric, Show Me Baby, the Show Me Baby. He's a great man. He is a great human being. He is totally badass, and his brain is in the right place. His heart is in the right place. Adam Kokesh. I hate forgetting people. Let me see here. I really want to do this right. Give me a minute here. I have to give shout outs to the right people. I don't want to end this stream and then think about people I should have. Yeah, I'm glad you came here too. Nicole Mayhem, The Hooks Hotel, Ice Age Farmer, Paranormal Guitar Channel, This Week in Fascism, Crocodile Tear, Slippy Slides, Spock Boy, Cy Jarvis, let's see, X-Ray Ultra, Fire and Film, Melody Kaiser, she's an amazing guitar player. Chris Robinson, he unboxes toys, but he's a cool guy. He's only got 393 subscribers. Ban the BBC. Their channel is about, these people that come to your door in London and they want to go in your house and see if you're watching television. It's really ridiculous. They have to pay. Farm Hunter. I know I'm missing a lot of people. But anyway, I'm going to end this. I like to end my videos with don't eat anything bigger than your head. Okay? And you guys take care, and I hope to see you in other live stream chats. I've got 2 more days here in this motel room, and I paid $14 to get a new card sent to me. So I hope that they honor that and I'm able to get my card back. Yeah, I will, Kathy. You stay strong and true. And, thank you for coming and listening to me and interacting with me. All right, take care. Goodbye for now.